Welcome, everybody. This is Warren John Schwanke, and we're here at the 11th annual Melon Tri at the Community Y in Muscatine, Iowa. I'm here with Mel Steckel, and she is the Health Promotion Services Director. How are you, Mel?
I'm great. We're doing good today, Warren.
You've been on the run. I think you've already done a little bit of a Melon Tri yourself. I saw you running around the building getting things prepared for today's event. Let's talk about the Melon Tri.
Great.
First of all, where did we come up with the Melon Tri? I think the name's real clever and kind of the way it's spelled.
Well, I think 11 years ago, they sat down and give it a try, and Melon for Melon City, and Tri for triathlon. So it's TRY, Melon TRI.
Well, tell us a little bit about the events that the athletes will be participating in today. Then we'll get into, who will be participating.
Okay. The three events are a swim. It's a half-mile swim in the pool, so it would be 36 lengths of the pool.
36 lengths.
Followed immediately, transition time is included, so they will do 7 miles on the Schwinn Airdyne. And then they proceed to the indoor running track and run 2.5 miles on the indoor track.
Great. So, and as far as the athletes, I know that we've talked in the past, and we actually did a show here last year and really enjoyed ourselves. But there's athletes. There's some real premier athletes, and there's some athletes that just want to do it to be part of the event. It's a lot of fun for them.
Absolutely. We run the gamut. We have a gentleman that comes from as far away as Michigan every year. We have local family teams that mom, dad, and the kids all do the event. So it runs the gamut from triathletes to people doing it just for fun.
In many different divisions. Let's talk about how you can participate. Obviously, when you'll see the show, it'd be too late for this year, but next year, they're always trying to make more openings and more participation because we'll get to the proceeds go to some really good things here in the community. But let's talk about different ways that they can participate. It doesn't just have to be them doing all three events.
Right. We do have the individual events, so male or female, by age categories, 5 or 10 year age categories, can compete and do the whole event from beginning to end. We also have team categories, and there's 5 different divisions for teams. We have business or corporate division, male, female teams, co-ed teams, and the family team. So there are different teams that can participate with 2 or 3 members, each one doing one leg of the event.
So would you say the majority of them do that? I know that some of the premier athletes come and they actually do it like you may see on some of the cable networks where it truly is the Ironman type events. I'm so locked on the Melon Tri, but similar to the Ironman where they'll do all 3 events themselves. But a lot of the most fun that I see is where they get a team together where they're a bunch of friends. Mom, dad, and one of the kids. A lot of fun in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure of my numbers right now without looking at the heats because we replaced some people who have called in ill today, but I think that we have somewhere between 55 and 60 individual participants, and then we have approximately 25 to 30 teams of 2 or 3 people teams.
So a lot of teams. Now, right now it may look awfully quiet during this interview, but we're about, 40 minutes and counting before the first heat start, and they'll run all afternoon here. So this place does get pretty hopping here in a while when you get a lot of the teams already done with their events and a lot of teams preparing to get going.
Sure, we're just getting started. There'll be a new heat every half hour. It goes off with 9 different teams or individuals who participate every half hour, and it's kind of in waves. They go from swim to bike to run, so the joint will be hopping here pretty quick.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what they're participating for. Not only is there, I believe, there's awards and trophies, but there's some other a bigger picture.
First of all, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Our sponsors who help us sponsor the Melon Tri event help us so that the proceeds from the event, from the individuals who register, go to our community partners program, so they help with scholarship memberships for youth or for families in Muscatine who are unable to afford a Y membership.
That's good stuff, and a lot of the industry, and there are some even smaller businesses that are real involved in that. So over the 11 years, I don't know how many years you've been involved, probably most of them. You've been here a while, haven't you?
Yeah.
Is there any major changes that you've seen since the event began other than probably participation level?
Yeah, participation level, we've grown. We've offered more heats, and we're kind of at our maxed out point now that we have 10 heats with 9 individuals or teams per heat. And I think the popularity, there are a whole lot more triathletes. word of mouth and publicity. People keep coming back year after year, so we get more and more people on the waiting list who would like to have an opening to get into. But I think the triathlons are much more popular with the increase in outdoor triathlons, especially in Quad Cities and Cedar Rapids and Iowa City. I had a call yesterday from the Iowa City University of Iowa triathlon team, but we didn't have room for their 60 participants, so
Yeah,
we'll have to try another time.
Do you ever see the event maybe expanding to maybe a two-day event where you would maybe do a
I don't-
Saturday and a Sunday?
I
or-
don't know if we had some more committee members, that's a possibility, or maybe specialize and have something for youth, or we'll be happy to help some of the other Ys put together their committee so that they could do another event at one of the other Ys.
The reason I'm chuckling because I'm thinking, I'm hearing this tone in your voice like going, it's enough work already, Warren. It's a full plate, but it's exciting. And I know
It's
you guys
fun.
enjoy it. You take
It's
a lot of
fun.
pride in it, but it is a lot of work. And you have a lot of volunteers, not just as far as sponsors,
Absolutely.
but we also want to thank the people that will come in and count laps, the people that are, help make sure that everybody's prepared for the start.
We have a core committee that meets all year long, and the
Who's
only way
on that volunteer committee?
Kathy Huff, Del Wagner, Debbie Hahn, Karen T., and Greg Harper and myself participate on the core committee that works all year long to try and schedule things. There are also, it's pretty labor intensive as far as volunteers. For about 150 athletes, we have well over 100 volunteers to make the day happen today.
It's almost a one-for-one. I
Yeah,
remember
just
that
about.
from last year.
Just about,
So
yeah.
it takes a lot of people to
Yeah,
run the event.
yeah,
So
we appreciate our volunteers a lot.
Mel, I know you got a lot of work to do. We're at about 35 minutes and counting. It won't be like that on the show, but I know you got a lot of work to do. So I think we're going to go talk to some of the volunteers that are helping people get registered in for the event, and I want to thank you for your time.
And thank you very much for being here to give people an opportunity to see the event.
Our pleasure. We'll be back in a moment. Right now we're at the athlete registration area, and Kathy, can you tell us a little bit about what the athletes are doing when they get here to get checked in?
Well, we've sent out information to the athletes last week about coming to the Melon Tri, and so when they come here, they're registering, they get a wristband so that they can get into the event, and they're picking up their T-shirts, and if for some reason they've left out any information on their registration forms, we have them fill that out too here.
I think you were talking about some release forms. Obviously, there's some liability issues with the event if they haven't got those signed. Also, have they already paid their registration? Is that anything?
Most of them have paid their registrations at this point, but a few haven't.
So what are some of the other things? I know that they're not just getting registered. I see them kind of explaining where some of the events start, the order of the events, and what have you.
Most of the athletes have participated in this event before, but some are new, so we're orienting them to the building and to where things will happen and encourage them to go walk the event through so that they know how to do it when the time comes.
And is there any additional things that you have to do? I'm sure that when you have some of the teams, that they'll have 3 members doing the individual events. I'm sure that there's some explanation for the new people as how that transition happens.
Yeah, that happens too, and it's a pretty simple form. So
Great. And I also noticed behind us a bunch of T-shirts. Are those just for sale, or can I have a few? Or
that's on the registration form. The people have signed up for those ahead of time, but they are available for sale, $10 each. And today we mostly have just T-shirts here for the athletes and the volunteers that have already pre-ordered them, but we will take orders today too.
who's helping us out today getting these athletes checked in?
We
How
have-
many athletes do you think we'll have participating today?
We have approximately 150 athletes. We have 27 individual women and 30 individual men, and the rest is made up by teams.
Well, that's a pretty good breakup then. It's about a 50-50 with the men and the women's individuals.
But I have Lisa Longton here this year and Joe Mary Schumann. This is both their first years helping with the Melon Tri, so I'm happy to have them here.
That's good stuff. I do have a question for you. I did notice an air dyna here. Are we using this just to get warmed up for the event, or?
Oh yeah, that's there for the bikers to adjust to find out what their height of their seat is when they go into the bike area. Greg Harper from Harper's Cycling and Fitness will be in there, and he'll have all the seats adjusted at the lowest level.
Looks like somebody right now going over there to check that
then
out.
they adjust the seat to the height that's good for them, and there's numbers on both sides so that they'll know when they go in there what the height is.
Oh, so on the event, actually, every participant will go into a seat at the lowest level, so that it's equal. They all have to adjust it to their. I'm sure that enhances their time because they're comfortable with their stride.
Yes.
Great. Kathy Huff, I want to thank you for spending a lot of time. I noticed that we're starting to have another wave of athletes come in, so I don't want to hold you guys away from your task, but thank you very much for explaining all that.
And thank you for coming by.
Exciting stuff. Thank you. We'll be right back with the Melon Tri 2005. Warren John Schwanke, we're back here in the volunteer sign-up area. I'm with Debbie Hahn. She is the full-time job here at the Community Wise Exercise Area Manager, and she's on the committee here for the Melon Tri triathlon. How are you, Debbie?
Good, thank you,
Did
Warren.
I call you Debbie or Deb?
Debbie.
Thanks. Did I do good? I did good. So she told me she'd kick me if I didn't. So anyway, the volunteers. Now, this event takes a lot of volunteers. I've actually talked to some others ahead. It's almost a one-to-one. So I mean, it's not like you can have 150 athletes and just have a dozen people run this event. So let's talk about the number of volunteers and what some of the jobs that they will do to help out.
Thank you, Warren, for asking about that, because as a Muscatine community-wide, we are very volunteer-heavy. We really rely on our volunteers for every programming we do, and especially this event. Like you mentioned, we are almost one-to-one, and we value our volunteers, and without their help, none of this event could even happen. For instance, we are here at Volunteer Check-In, and we have Karen and Helen that have done this year after year after year, and they have got this down to a science. And it's very important to make sure that the volunteers are checked in. And
Yeah, come on in and get checked in.
So they know.
We don't want to hold up the process. We just
Right,
want to
right.
educate some people.
So the volunteers know exactly where to report and when and what their duties are. And we have a variety of duties that the volunteers do. For instance, we have check-in for athlete registration, volunteer registration. We have timers for the actual event. So the timer will go with the athlete or the team from the start of the gun in the pool all the way through the event and then turn in the score sheet at the end. We have lap counters that sit in the pool at the end of the pool, and they get soaking wet and dunk the numbers in to actually help the swimmers count the laps in the pool so that they don't get confused. We have people that are helping adjust the seats or clean off the seats in the bikes and also offer water to the athletes because it's an airdyne, so you use your arms and your legs and they don't really have a hand free. And we have people that are in the track area to help direct the athletes as to what direction in the track. We have bells ringing in the pool and to telling people when it's time that their time is up in the pool. We have a kitchen crew that is surpasses any other. They set up the food, they distribute the food, they make sure that the trays and the food and everything is flowing, and it's fabulous. Some volunteers are here all day long, and some volunteers are here for just a couple heats to do timers. Some are half the time. We even have medical personnel that are on hand, and they are doctors in the community, and sometimes they'll split the day so that we have a lot of people. We have also community groups and children that need to have some volunteer hours for maybe some of their school projects, and they'll come with help set up the night before or the morning of, and then also tear down. So from everything you can think of, we are very volunteer heavy, and we appreciate them so much. So if you like what you see on the tape today and are interested, contact us for next year and come check it out. It's really a fun, exciting event.
You are probably the best interview I've ever had. I asked one question,
I
and we had just 5 minutes of programming.
Sorry.
If they're all like that, my job would be so much easier.
I talk a lot,
and
Warren.
you rival me, so I'm afraid she might try to take my job.
Yes, so anyway, so how are you doing?
So probably next year I know the bell ringer in the pool. A lot of you around here call me a ding-a-ling, so I might be able to do that.
That's right.
And I guess another silly question would be, do you have hand lotion for the people I'm sure they're going to end up with the pruny hands.
At the end of the day, but not before. You don't want them to lose their numbers in the pool. So
That's
at
right.
the end of the day.
That's right. So some of the people on the committee that head the volunteer things, it'd probably be nice to give them a little pat on the back because I know that they put in a lot of time.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Kathy Huff is volunteer extraordinaire herself. She is a volunteer, and she heads up all the other volunteers. She helps us get all of our timers and our volunteers located in areas. And, of course, Melanie Steckel, who is our Health Promotion Services Director here at the facility. Del Wagner, who is our race director and has been on the committee for years and is also a volunteer. Greg Harper, who monitors all the bikes for us and things like that, is a volunteer and on the committee. And we've had Karen T is also our aquatic director here at the Y and on the committee also. So we try to, that way we can make sure that all of our areas are specific, the pool and the bikes and those areas are covered in the racetrack, and then fill in for the other other areas such as the kitchen and the registration that we need.
Do we mention the two ladies right here? that
Yes,
are
we did.
Working
Karen and
before our
Helen, yeah.
very eyes.
We have Erica here
Yeah.
that unfortunately there's been a lot of illness this year, and a lot of flu and respiratory problems have wiped out a lot of our athletes, and we had about 10 on the waiting list this year.
really?
We added an extra heat, and so we were going longer this year, and we had 10 on the waiting list, and we've got most of them on because of illnesses and things.
Mm-hmm.
So Erica is a fine example of how she was going to be an athlete and was sick all last week and isn't ready to compete today, so she's volunteered to be a volunteer for us. And that's just the kind of spirit that we have from Muscatine residents here.
A lot of good people.
Yes, we do.
I must say our
Yes, we
community
do.
Y, and I come here a lot at noon hour, as you know, and play some
Yes.
basketball. But your staff is so friendly.
Well,
Everybody
thank
really
you.
seems to enjoy their jobs here. And
We have fabulous members.
And our members are great volunteers. So they will never leave you hanging.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
And most of them
Warren,
just need to be
absolutely.
asked. So.
That's right.
So
That's
thank
right.
you.
Yes, thank you
So,
very much.
Debbie Hahn, thank you for your time
bet.
and
Thank you,
explaining
Warren.
all that fun stuff to us. And I think we're about ready to start watching some of these great events.
Go triathlete!
Hi, we're back here at the Community Y Melon Tri, the first heat of the running, and has just finished. And we are with Chris Mann. Chris ran the run, and he also did the biking, and he did the swim on his own. You got to be tired.
Oh, I'm pretty tired. I never feel as tired as I am after this race.
So, now, do you have any of the 3 events that you feel like you specialize in, and maybe some of them are a little bit more not your specialty?
Well, I swim for the high school team, so swimming's definitely my specialty. And I also run for the cross-country team, but the biking, I just don't have enough power to go very fast on that bike.
Okay, so and you're a freshman at Muscatine High School, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Great. And how long have you been doing this event?
This is my 4th year doing this.
Have you always done all 3, or have you ever been on a team where you maybe specialize in a particular event?
Nope, all 4 years I've done all 3 as an individual.
So, and now you're Joe and Connie Mann are your parents, and they also participate in this as well.
Yeah, my mom goes later, and then my dad's in the last heat, so got to cheer them on later.
Yeah. So, and do they do all the events themselves as well?
Yeah, they do. They compete in all of them.
So the Iron family, huh? You guys are.
Yeah, I guess.
You can't call Connie an Iron Man. She'll get mad. She'll slug me. I don't want that.
Yeah.
So, now I know your mom has been doing it almost. I think that actually, I was talking to your father, Joe, earlier. I think she's actually been almost all the events except maybe one in the middle. You guys are on vacation or something like that, and she missed it. So she's been here almost since the beginning, or it has been.
Yeah, she's incredible. My mom she never gives up.
So, and do they have any special events that they feel are stronger? I know that they both bicycle a lot.
My dad's really good on the bike, and my mom's been running all year, and she's a pretty good runner. So,
good athletes. Well, Chris, congratulations. Have you got all your times yet? Did you meet any expectations?
Well, I wanted to be under 50 minutes, and I was at a 48:50, so I got my goal by.
Good stuff. Did any of the events? Did you surprise yourself in?
The bike, I really surprised myself in. I never dreamt I'd go that fast on the bike.
Well, congratulations. Well, they got some food in there, so go get some refreshments and get your energy back. Thanks for spending some time with us. That's Chris Mann, and quite an athlete, comes from a great family, and as you can see, this can be a family event. So,
Mr. Swanky, I think we're ready to do the interview. Come on.
hi, Patty.
Oh, get some
How
food
are you?
here, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
Celery sticks. You know I like those.
I know you
Remember how
like-
many I ate last year?
I know you like celery sticks.
We're back. This is Patty Freeze, and she's a volunteer and helps with the food committee. And you guys go through a lot of food here at the Melon Tri.
We do. We go through.
Other than me.
Other than you, we have 54 feet of Subway that we go through. We have a case of oranges, a case of bananas, a half case of grapes. We go through probably 10 bags of tostadas, pierogies. I mean, we have all these wonderful cookies.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of good stuff there, and then some fruits and vegetables. I imagine that most of these people, after running their events, are famished and looking for something to kind of get their adrenaline back.
They do, and they're great. I mean, they're real healthy eaters. I mean, that's the one thing I look around, and I mean, they want their carrots, and they want their celery and their oranges. So they are really healthy eaters, unlike me.
But this is good, and then of course we have some cookies and brownies too, because not everybody's that overboard like me. So, how long? You said you've been doing this for quite some time.
10 years.
10 years, so you've been here almost since the very beginning.
Since the beginning.
So,
yep.
why don't we give some hands off or some hats off to some of your volunteers who have been helping you, because I know that there's a lot of hard work to keep this stuff all replenished for these guys as they get through, because when they get back here, they're ready to dig right in.
They are. They are. I mean, we have great volunteers here. I mean, the board of the Y brings in all the cookies and brownies, so they're wonderful. And we do have a whole crew of people that come in almost every year. You know, Carolyn Leach and Robin and Kathy Huff always. I mean, she takes care of an awful lot of stuff.
Kathy's
for us,
a busy girl.
She is.
She's
very
probably
busy.
getting more airtime on this show than I am. But every interview, it always comes right back to Kathy. So
She is.
she's a hard
great.
worker.
She's a hard worker.
Great
She's full
volunteer.
of energy. I mean, she's a great person. So she's a good one here.
Yeah. Patty, thank you so much for explaining this all to us. And better get back up there. I know there's another heat about ready to finish, and then that line fills right back up. But we appreciate you keeping these guys getting their feet back under them after running these events, because it takes a lot out of you. And so you guys are a very important part of the event.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Hey, you want a Cheeto? Get your own. Thank you. And folks, we're going to take a look at the plaques and trophies. And don't talk with your mouth full, kids. I'm not trying to condone that. But folks, we want to thank you for spending some time with us. Great event. If you'd like to get involved as a volunteer next year, you can call the Community Y and talk to Mel Steckel. and I'm sure they can get you hooked up. And if you got a team that maybe would like to be involved as well, make sure you sign up early because this thing does fill up fast, and it's a lot of fun, as you can see. So take care. Warren John Schwanke reporting. And we're back here at the pool area at the Community Y, and I'm with Dale Wagner, and he is the Day of Race Director. That sounds really important, is it?
Well, it is kind of important. It's my responsibility to make sure that every athlete and every timer knows exactly what's going on, and also to make sure that the heat starts on time. So for 10 half-hour increments, I'm constantly watching the clock to make sure we get started on time.
How many heats will we have? I think we discussed there's somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 150 athletes, but you guys do this in heats, and explain kind of how you keep those spaced out.
Well, we have 10 heats, and the reason we must do it in heats is our pool only allows us to have 9 competitors at a time.
Okay.
So we'll have 90 slots. They were filled a week and a half ago. So that's why if you can't complete the swim in a half an hour at 28 minutes, we ring you out so that the next heat can start. Right. We rarely have a swimmer that takes longer than the 28 minutes.
Right.
So that's how it works. We can make sure that it goes from 1 o'clock in the morning till about 6:30 at night.
Yep. And I just got to enjoy one of your briefing meetings in there. I assume you do that with every heat. Kind of go over some of the things that you were going over with the athletes. I know you have issues with individual teams where a person does all 3 events themselves versus the teams, and there's some intricacies. That's kind of tricky.
It is.
Talk to me.
And it's even harder.
Get
when
me out of this quick, you know.
It's even easier. No, what I tell the athletes is the cautions they must watch for, how they tag from one team member to the next, if it's swim to bike, bike to run, where they can tag, those types of things. What they should expect when they're out there, things that we expect the athletes to do for their safety and the safety of everyone. We also tell the timers what to do, because no one wants to swim an extra length and no one wants to run an extra lap. So
Exactly.
we try and do that.
Yeah. The timers' jobs as volunteers are very important, and I know that we owe a lot to them because they make this possible. There's so many volunteers needed to do this, because basically I saw you assigning a volunteer with a racer, so I mean they basically follow them through the whole event, so they're almost to some degree a team.
That's right. Everyone, we have as many volunteers today as we have people who are participating. Every team or every individual has a timer, and some of them rotate back and do 1 or 2 shifts. But there are lots of people here to make sure that this works well.
I know you got to get another heat started shortly, but quickly tell us how you got involved in this and how long you've been helping out with this event.
I've been doing it since it started. This is my 11th year as Day of Race Director. I guess my involvement is I help with the running community here in Muscatine, and when anything involves running or athletics, I somehow get a call, and I volunteer my time to help out.
I know that you have a huge heart and you're a fantastic volunteer. Has there ever been a little thing in the back of your Dale's mind that said, I'd like to participate in this?
Well, you know what? When it really comes right down to it, if you stay around till about 6:30 tonight, you'll see me run, but I cannot swim a stroke, so you'll never see me in the pool.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So the running, you stick to that.
Stick to running.
And a fine runner you are. So thanks for your time. I'm going to let you go, so I know you got another heat coming up.
Thanks very much for being here.
Welcome back, and now we're in the bicycling area. One of the events, and is for the most part supervised by Greg Harper from Harper Cycling Fitness. How are you today?
I'm doing great. We got a great event going on. I'm the bike guy. I'm the wild bike guy, and I'm just trying to keep the bikes all set up to where when each one of the individuals comes in, the bike's ready for them to ride that punishing 7 miles.
7 miles. Now, these are all Schwinn Airdynes. They're all identical, I believe.
All identical, brand new Schwinn Airdyne comps, same kind you could have at home.
Yeah.
And some of these individuals do have Airdynes they train on at home, or they come out to the Y and ride them.
And I know that you're not just here kind of supervising. I see that you get the bike set up. I think that each rider comes in. You're working on getting the clock set back to 0 for the mileage. And also, I know the seat goes down. So, I mean, you're there to basically kind of make sure everything's prepared so everybody has a fair start.
Exactly. What they do is at the individual registration, there's an Airdyne bike, and they get on there and check their seat height adjustment, so that when they come in here, each and every one of these 9 Airdyne bikes, the first 9 are brand new ones, they come in, the bike seat's all the way down, the odometer's reset to 0, so when they come in, they all they have to do is adjust the seat, tighten it down, and ride until it comes to 7 miles, and then they go on to the track to run around the track.
I know, Greg, you've been here for at least the last couple of years. How many years have you been actually part of this event?
Well, I've been involved with it every year. This is the 11th year.
The 11th year for you two. Boy, a lot of these volunteers have been here quite some time, because 11 years of the event, and you've been here since the very beginning.
Very beginning, and I've been involved with the planning committee on the Melon Tri just because it involves an Airdyne, and so it's something we sell, and I feel I'm the authority, the expert on it.
Are they calling you right now?
I think
Can we
so.
listen in on this?
Hello, this is Greg. What's going on?
Oh.
The swimmers start?
The third heat.
Thank you, Sandy. The 3rd heat started.
I feel kind of like we've been deputized. We're kind of in on some private Melon Tri, conversations here. So not everybody gets an interview quite this tight. So.
Oh, no, get away.
So anything else that you want to? I mean, we know we really appreciate it, and I think with Harper Cycle and Fitness involved, we know that we got the best equipment involved, and I know that everybody appreciates your volunteerism.
Well, thank you very much, Warren. Yeah, I feel this is just a great family event. It's both individuals as well as teams, and just something to come out and enjoy.
I know that you're a very good bicyclist. Have you ever said, like, boy, I wish I could be involved? Or are you content? I know you do a lot of racing during the spring, summer, and fall. Maybe you like to just kind of sit back and watch other people enjoy your equipment.
I actually do compete. I was signed up as a team. My daughter's been sick, so we had to back out. But I am on the directors team today.
Oh, really?
The directors, which is part of the organizers of this. So yeah,
Cool.
Dale Wagner's going to run. I'm going to bike. We got, I think Jay McKee's going to be doing the swimming part. So it's a team effort.
Cool.
And the directors, we've just sort of done it like, okay, we're the old guys. We're the part that plans this. We're working all day. You'll see me running around just trying to get the bikes all set up and ready for each rider, competitor. And so, yeah, I'll be competing today.
No reason why you guys can't enjoy yourself, too. I know that the next heat started, so I'm going to let you go, but thank you for spending a little time with us.
You're welcome, Warren. Thank you for being here.
All right, take care. Thank you very much. That's Greg Harper with the bicycling event. He's in charge. 10 seconds till the start of the